Hello, I'm Shelly, and I've known Robby for many years, and I asked to speak today because during my life there's been many occasions I've spoken at, and Robby's always been there and been very supportive of me. One of the last conversations that I had with Robby was, we were talking about one of my last comedy shows, and he wasn't able to come, and he said, "I'm sorry, I'll be at the next one." And this is the next chance I've had to talk, and I know that Robby's got a front row seat, so I don't want to say that I'm going to pick on him, but I just call him, the way that I see them. And Robby and I grew up in the same neighborhood. We were in the same grade. Our families were always friends, and we'd take trips together. Spring break, we'd go down to the beach, and Barrett Hunt was saying that Robby was the first kid that was allowed to drive his own boat, the Boston Whaler. And Mr. Redding would be proud he never let anyone else drive the boat. They all wanted to drive, and he just would not let them. But through the years as we were growing up, one of the good benefits that Robby got out of our friendship was that I was friends with the girls that he wanted to meet. And, he was pretty easy on the eyes anyway. But back in 4th grade, there was this girl that had a crush on him, and she wrote me a note, and she was like, "See if Robby will meet me on the playground after school and give me a kiss." And so I write her back, and I'm like, "Okay, let me find out if he's riding the bus home." Well, the teacher got the note, made a copy of it, made us all take it home for our parents to sign, and he was so mad. He's like, "Shelly, I had nothing to do with this. I wasn't writing a note, and here I am getting in trouble." For the record, Miss Redding said she never got that note. But I was like, "Robby, if you weren't so darn cute, we wouldn't be having this problem." But, the point is that Robby didn't necessarily have to be the one doing anything for him to get in trouble. Sometimes Sarah and I would be playing music too loud or having friends call their house really late, and we could just blame it on Robby because it wasn't all that unbelievable that Robby had, done something. But one time, Parker and Robby and some of the boys were down at the DeBryans beach house, and for some reason, they decided to get a bunch of fireworks and just make a big pile of them, and they were going to set it off. And Robby's in there building it, and the parents had come home, and so all the other kids run inside, and he was just so caught up in these fireworks that he didn't notice the parents were home, and he goes to light it, and Parker said that they heard this blast from outside. And Robby comes in, he's got his eyebrows scorched off, his hair is sticking straight up, there's smoke coming out of his ears, He was just a fun-loving guy. One time, Robby was driving in the Suburban, and he had some of his baseball buddies with him, and I was just along for the ride, and they were all taking snuffs, doing dips, and Robby's like, "Come on, Shelly, you gotta do it," and I did for some reason. It was disgusting. But we got back to the Redding's house, and Mr. Redding, I don't know if he saw the dipstick on the door or found this can, but Robby blamed it on me, and I didn't lie about it because I had stuff still in my teeth, and but one last memory I wanted to share was a wedding that Robby and I were at about a year ago, and it was this Catholic, service, pretty long, and Robby, growing up with his relatives, had heard a few of these Catholic masses before, and he's sitting in the aisle, and I'm sitting beside him, and he starts mouthing the words as the preacher's doing it, and I just could not resist, bursting out, loud in front of the whole church, and he was really funny. He had a dead-on Jim Carrey impersonation when those Ace Ventura movies were out. And Robby even had a noise that he was famous for. It was like the injured dog yelp. And it was like, whoo! I can't really do it the way that he did, but, that was one thing. He was really funny, and he was really smart, and just during the time that I knew him, he only grew to be a stronger person, and the bonds that he made, with people in this room were very obvious, but I'm sure that we can all think of somebody in heaven that we want Robby to see, and, he's with them today, and he's with us today, so I encourage all of you to keep talking and sharing stories about him, and God bless.